Hello students, this is question bank part 2. It includes 25 assertion reason type questions. Read the instructions and choose the correct option. Question number 1, assertion. Endosperm is formed by the fusion of one male gamete and two polar nuclei. Reason statement. In P, the endosperm remains the part of seed as it is not completely consumed up during embryo formation. करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. यहाँ assertion स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. एंडोस्पर्म एक न्यूट्रिटिव टिश्यू है जो डेवलपिंग एम्ब्रियो को न्यूट्रिशन प्रोवाइड करता है एंड फॉर्म बाय फ्यूजन ऑफ वन मेल गेमीट विद टू पोलर न्यूक्लियाई. लेकिन रीजन स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग है. पी सीड में कोई रेजिडुअल एंडोस्पर्म नहीं होता. इट इज कंप्लीटली कंज्यूम्ड अप ड्यूरिंग एम्ब्रियो फॉर्मेशन. Thus, assertion is true but reason is false. Question 2. Amniocentesis technique is frequently used in fetal disease treatment in India. This is the assertion statement. Reason. This technique can be used for sex determination of child. Correct answer is option B. Amniocentesis technique से fetus के genetic disorders को detect किया जा सकता है. It is done by taking the sample of amniotic fluid surrounding the fetus. Thus, after knowing the disorder, it is used in fetal disease treatment. इसके अलावा इस टेक्निक से सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन भी पॉसिबल है, which is banned in India to prevent female feticide. So here, both assertion and reason statements are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So here, option B is the correct answer. Question 3, assertion. Parturition is induced by neural signal in maternal pituitary. Reason. At the end of gestation period, the maternal pituitary releases prolactin which causes uterine contraction. यहाँ correct answer है option D. Both the statements are wrong. Parturition is a process of delivery of the fetus. It is induced by complex neuroendocrine mechanism. So statement A is wrong. The signal for parturition originate from fully developed fetus and placenta which induced mild contraction called fetal ejection reflex. This triggers release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. Oxytocin acts on uterine muscles and causes stronger uterine contraction. So here both assertion and reason statements are wrong. Question 4, assertion. Diaphragms, cervical caps and walls are barriers made of rubber. Reason. Diaphragms, cervical caps and walls are used to cover the male copulatory organ during coitus. Correct choice is option C. Diaphragms, cervical caps and walls are barriers made of rubber. They are inserted into female reproductive tract to cover the cervix during coitus. Thus, assertion is correct but reason is wrong. Question 5, assertion. Some fruits are seedless or contain empty or non-viable seeds. Reason. They are produced without fertilization. Correct answer is option A. Parthenocarpic fruits are either seedless or contain non-viable seeds because these fruits are formed without fertilization. So here both assertion and reason are correct and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Question 6, assertion. In pigeons, females are heterogametic and males are homogametic. Reason. In pigeons, females have ZW sex chromosomes and males have ZZ sex chromosomes. Correct option is A. In pigeons, ZW-ZZ type of sex determination mechanism is found, in which females have two heteromorphic sex chromosomes, means they have ZW type of sex chromosomes, and males have homomorphic sex chromosomes, means ZZ type of sex chromosomes. So here both assertion and reason are correct and reason is the correct explanation of A. Question 7, assertion. Synthesis of daughter or new strand occurs continuously along the parent 3' to 5' strand. Reason. DNA polymerase can polymerize nucleotides in 3' to 5' direction on 5 prime to 3 prime strand. Correct option is option C. पेरेंट डीएनए के 3 प्राइम टू 5 प्राइम स्ट्रैंड पर डॉटर डीएनए का स्ट्रैंड कॉन्टिन्यूअस फैशन में बनता है. सो असर्शन स्टेटमेंट यहाँ पर करेक्ट है, बट रीजन स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग है. इट्स करेक्ट फॉर्म इज डीएनए पॉलीमरेज कैन पॉलीमराइज न्यूक्लियोटाइड्स इन 5 प्राइम टू 3 प्राइम डायरेक्शन ऑन 3 प्राइम टू 5 प्राइम strand. Thus, A is true but R is false. Question 8. Assertion. Health is defined as a state of physical fitness or absence of disease. Reason. It is not affected by genetic disorders, infections and lifestyle. Correct option is option D. यहाँ दोनों statements wrong हैं. Health is defined as a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and of course health is affected by genetic disorders, infections and lifestyles. Thus both A and R are false. Question 9. Assertion. Not all the microbes are harmful. Several microbes are useful to man in diverse ways. Reason. Microbes are used to ferment fish, soybean and bamboo shoot to make food. Here correct choice is option A. Not all the microbes are harmful, but several microbes are useful to man as they are used in fermentation process, like to ferment fish, soybean, bamboo shoot to make food. Some are also used to make medicines, bioactive molecules. They may act as biofertilizers and are used as biocontrol agents. So here both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 10. Assertion. Immunization is achieved by the successful delivery of vaccines. Reason. Vaccine is a preparation of one or more microbial agents used to induce active immunity. Here correct choice is option A. Vaccines देने से host body में इम्यूनिटी डेवलप होती है क्योंकि वैक्सीन्स में लिविंग और डेड माइक्रोब्स या फिर प्रोटीन्स होते हैं. व्हेन दे एंटर होस्ट बॉडी, देन होस्ट बॉडी स्टार्ट्स प्रोड्यूसिंग एंटीबॉडीज अगेंस्ट दीज एंटीजेंस. दिस टाइप ऑफ इम्यूनिटी इज कॉल्ड एज एक्टिव इम्यूनिटी. Thus A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. So correct choice is option A. Question 11. Assertion. At F2 stage in monohybrid cross, both parental traits are expressed in the proportion of 3:1. Reason. The contrasting parental traits show blending at F2 stage. Correct option is C. In F2 stage, both parental traits are expressed in the ratio of 3 dominant and 1 recessive. So assertion is correct. But reason statement is false. Its correct form is the contrasting parental traits do not blend at F2 stage in monohybrid cross. So A is true but R is false. Question 12. Assertion. Repetitive sequences make up very large portion of human genome. Reason. Repetitive sequences do not have direct coding function in the genome. Correct option is B. Repetitive sequences make up a large proportion of human genome. This is the correct statement. Assertion is a true statement. These sequences are nucleotide sequences that are repeated many times, sometimes 100 to 1000 times. They have no direct coding function but provide information as to chromosome structure, dynamics and evolution. Thus, this reason statement is also correct but not the correct explanation of assertion. Question 13. Assertion. Introduction of sex education in schools should be encouraged. Reason. Sex education in schools will encourage children to believe in myths about sex-related aspects. Correct option is C. Introduction of sex education in schools should be encouraged to provide right information to the young children and to discourage them from believing in myths and misconceptions about sex-related aspects. Thus, A is true but R is false. Question 14. Assertion. The mechanism of DNA replication is semi-conservative in nature. Reason: each of the complementary strands of the parental double helix is conserved during the process. Correct option is A. DNA replication is semi-conservative. It is a type of replication जिसमें डॉटर डीएनए को एक स्ट्रैंड पेरेंट डीएनए से मिलता है जबकि दूसरा स्ट्रैंड नया सिंथेसाइज होता है. Thus, A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 15. Assertion: IgG is the most abundant class of Igs in the body. Reason: IgG is mainly found in sweat, tears, saliva, mucus, colostrum and gastrointestinal secretions. Correct option is C. IgG is the most abundant class of Igs in the body, containing approximately 80% of total Igs. It is found in the blood, lymph and intestine. So here assertion is correct, but reason statement is false. Its correct form is IgA is mainly found in sweat, tears, saliva, mucus, colostrum and gastrointestinal secretion. So A is true but R is false. Question 16. Assertion: phenyl pyruvic acid is excreted through urine in case of phenylketonuria. Reason: the affected individual lacks enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Answer is option A. Phenylketonuria एक autosomal recessive trait है and it is due to deficiency of enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase जिसके कारण phenylalanine tyrosine में convert नहीं हो पाता. As a result, phenylalanine is accumulated and converted into phenyl pyruvic acid and other derivatives. These are then excreted through urine due to poor absorption by kidney. So here both assertion and reason are correct and reason is the correct explanation of assertion. Question 17. Assertion: the predominant site for control of gene expression in prokaryotes is transcription initiation. Reason: the activity of RNA polymerase is regulated by accessory proteins which affect recognition of start sites. Correct option is A. प्रोकैरियोट्स में जीन एक्सप्रेशन को कंट्रोल करने की मेन साइट है ट्रांसक्रिप्शन इनिशिएशन, मीन्स जहाँ से ट्रांसक्रिप्शन स्टार्ट होता है. इन प्रोकैरियोट्स ट्रांसक्रिप्शन प्रोसेस में आरएनए पॉलीमरेज ट्रांसक्रिप्शन यूनिट की प्रोमोटर साइट पर ज्वाइन करता है एंड ट्रांसक्रिप्शन को इनिशिएट करने के लिए आरएनए पॉलीमरेज को एक्सेसरी प्रोटीन लाइक सिग्मा फैक्टर की ज़रूरत होती है. This sigma factor regulates the ability of RNA polymerase to recognize the start site. Thus, both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 18. Assertion: proto-oncogenes are cellular genes required for normal growth. Reason: overexpression of these genes destroy malignant cells. Correct answer is option C. Proto-oncogenes are cellular genes required for normal growth. If they are mutated or overexpressed, they may become oncogenes that contribute to the malignant transformation of cells. Thus, here A is true but R is false. Question 19. Assertion: Mendelian disorders are transmitted to offspring on the same lines as in the principles of inheritance. Reason: the pattern of inheritance of Mendelian disorders cannot be traced in a family by the pedigree analysis. Correct option is C. Mendelian disorders like hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria are transmitted from the parent to offspring on the same line, on the same pattern as described in Principles of Inheritance by Mendel. So here assertion statement is true but reason is false. Its correct form is pedigree analysis की हेल्प से मेंडेलियन डिसऑर्डर्स के इनहेरिटेंस पैटर्न को फैमिली में ट्रेस किया जा सकता है. दे कैन बी ट्रेस्ड इन अ फैमिली बाय द pedigree analysis. Question number 20, assertion. Transfer RNA recognizes its correct codon on messenger RNA. Reason, for each codon, there is an individual transfer RNA. Correct option is C. Transfer RNA has an anti-codon loop जिसमें 3 बेसिस का सीक्वेंस एंटी कोडॉन बनाता है और मैसेंजर आरएनए पर लोकेटेड कोडॉन को रिकॉग्नाइज करता है. सो assertion is true, but here reason is wrong. There are actually 61 codons for 20 amino acids, but number of transfer RNA are less than 61, means one transfer RNA can recognize more than one codon. हर कोडॉन के लिए इंडिविजुअल ट्रांसफर आरएनए नहीं है. सो हेयर ए इज ट्रू बट आर इज फॉल्स. Question 21, assertion. Although geitonogamy is functionally cross-pollination involving a pollinating agent, genetically it is similar to autogamy. Reason, in geitonogamy, pollen grains from anther of one flower are transferred to the stigma of another flower born on the same plant. Answer is option A. गिटोनोगेमी फंक्शनली क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन की तरह से है जिसमें पॉलन ग्रेन्स के ट्रांसफर के लिए पॉलिनेटिंग एजेंट चाहिए, बट जेनेटिकली इट इज सिमिलर टू ऑटोगेमी क्योंकि गिटोनोगेमी में एक फ्लावर के एंथर से पॉलन ग्रेन्स उसी प्लांट के दूसरे फ्लावर के स्टिग्मा तक पहुंचते हैं. एज बोथ द फ्लावर्स आर ऑफ सेम प्लांट, thus geitonogamy is genetically similar to autogamy. So both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 22, assertion. If the sequence of bases in one strand is known, then the sequence in other strand can be predicted. Reason, both the strands of DNA are complementary of each other. Correct option is A. Base pairing in DNA is very unique property. G always pair with C and T always pair with A. The sequence of bases on one strand is complementary to the base sequence of another strand. Suppose sequence of bases on one strand is ATCG, then the sequence of bases on other strand will be TAGC. Thus, if we know the sequence of one strand, we can predict the sequence of bases on another strand. So here both A and R are correct and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 23, assertion. Each antibody is represented as H2L2. Reason, each antibody molecule has 4 nucleotide chains, 2 small called light chains and 2 longer called heavy chains. Option C is correct. Each antibody is represented as H2L2 as it has 4 peptide chains, 2 small called light chains and 2 longer called heavy chains. Thus A is true but R is false. Question 24, assertion. The process of oogenesis is markedly different from spermatogenesis. Reason, oogenesis is initiated during embryonic development stage when million gamete mother cells called oogonia are formed in each fetal ovary. Correct option is A. Oogenesis is markedly different from spermatogenesis because oogenesis is initiated during the embryonic development stage when million gamete mother cells called oogonia are formed in each fetal ovary, while spermatogenesis begins at puberty. So both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. Question 25, assertion. Interferons are a type of antibodies produced by the body cells infected by bacteria. Reason, interferons stimulate inflammation at the site of injury. Correct option is D. Both statements are wrong. Interferon is a glycoprotein produced by viral infected cells. Interferons induces within adjacent cells an antiviral site. Interferons non-infected cells को viral infection से save करते हैं. So both assertion and reason are false. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.